Just in the last hour, 4 more congressional Democrats and senior congressional Democrats have joined calls for Joe Biden to quit the US presidential race, taking the total of out of Congress of people calling on Joe Biden to leave to 9. This is the last thing the US president wanted, hoping to stem that concern with a few appearances today in that battleground state of Pennsylvania. But this development happened, Bridge, at the end of a virtual hookup called by the leader of the Democrats in the House of Representatives, Hakeem Jeffries, to look at the path forward for Joe Biden and the Democrats' prospects for the US election. Also reporting today that one of the most senior Democrats in the US Senate, Mark Warner, who represents the neighbouring state of Virginia, is looking at gathering a delegation of similarly concerned Democratic senators to approach Joe Biden, to call for him to quit the race. All of the Democrats that came out this morning and hit the US talk show circuit were at best lukewarm in their defence of Joe Biden. And we also had the likes of Adam Schiff, one of those Democrats who you might recall was the chief Democrat on the January the 6th committee looking at the insurgency after the 2020 election. Adam Schiff on one of those talk shows even going as far as talking up the qualities of Vice-President Kamala Harris.
I think the vice president would be a phenomenal president. I think she has the experience, the judgment, the leadership ability to be an extraordinary president.
Could she win overwhelmingly, Congressman?
I think she very well could win overwhelmingly. But before we get into a decision about who else it should be, the president needs to make the decision whether it's him.
Adam Schiff also used that interview, Bridge, to talk about his concerns about the president's vigour, his word, in the lead up to November. The fear is for the White House that this tally of congressional Democrats, now 9 out of 213, yes, a small number, but that tally will increase once the Democrats return from their congressional break from tomorrow and they start to meet face to face to talk about their concerns about Joe Biden. For his part, the president was out on the stump today. He appeared at a campaign rally in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. At the start of the day, he went to a predominantly black church in the suburb of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, and not surprisingly, the issue of his age came up.
I know with every fiber of my being, I know I won't look like I'm 40 years old, but I've been around a little bit. The bishop and I were talking about that. It's Heck turned 40.
So Joe Biden, they're making light of the criticism that he's simply too old to run for a second term. Expect to see more of these appearances, these unscripted appearances, importantly, Bridge, by the president in the days and the weeks ahead, if he gets that far, to try to assuage those growing concerns within the Democratic Party.
The scrutiny on him, Michael, is going to be so intense. I mean, I just wonder... I mean, he has these appearances, but literally every step he takes, every word that comes out of his mouth, people are going to be watching and waiting.
Well, that's the thing. The issue is now all about Joe Biden, and that's the point his detractors make. You're so right, Lisa. Every utterance, every media interview will be monitored. I did catch the full interview he did this morning, the president did, with George Stephanopoulos on America's ABC. We saw excerpts of it released over the last 48 hours or so, and I have to say, he did appear every one of his 81 years. It was not the train wreck that the debate was, but he was losing his train of thought. He was getting facts and figures wrong. And based on that interview, we have ABC News here reporting more very wealthy Democratic donors are saying, that's it, I'm out. I cannot support this man to run again for president. Earlier this afternoon here at the White House, I caught up with some voters, including Kelly Ram. She's a resident here of Washington, and she too was expressing doubts.
I do think we need someone younger and more in touch with the people.
Why is that?
I think when you're over 70, I mean, it's a demanding job. I can't imagine doing it. So I do think, based on what I see, I think we need someone younger.
So, it is potentially going to be a big week, if not a big 24 to 48 hours for Joe Biden, with the Democrats coming back from their break, pressure mounting, but the president digging in.